Welcome to 16-Bit Rivals, episode 17, with myself, Flawed Gamer, Mr. Ridges, say hello.
Hello.
Mr. Callum, say hello.
He said to say hello and then he just waved, Ridges. That's different. Hello.
Hello. And a man that we have been trying to get on the channel for a very long time, very good friend of the channel, Mr. Akai on 16-Bit Rivals. Welcome.
What's his name?
It's already begun. It's already begun.
Akai on 16-Bit Rivals. We have literally been trying to get this man on the channel for a while. How are you doing?
Good. Really good. Thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
What we like to call amateur hour. So, how are you feeling, Kai? We know that if you're not familiar with Kai, he is everywhere now. He's on YouTube, he's on Twitter, he's on Twitch. But you did have a little bit of a break, didn't you, for a while? So, how are you feeling now that you've returned?
Yeah, it's good. I think I worry about my consistency, really. I think I'm managing maybe to stream once a week. I took, 7 months break? So I don't know. It's a struggle to get back into it initially, but I am loving starting building the content and doing the YouTube as well. That's been good for me, really. But yeah, happy to be back and doing it again. It's enjoyable. So
why didn't you tell our massive audience what you sort of play? What's your favourite games to cover? Or are we a variety streamer? Some of my favourite content of yours is obviously the role play stuff. I think is your biggest sort of draw, and it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, you've got to go watch it. I don't know how much more of that stuff you're going to be doing in the future, but what do you just tell us a bit about yourself, what you stream, and what your plans are for the future, if there is any at the moment, or whether you're just seeing how it goes.
Okay, so obviously I started off streaming and I was doing Call of Duty. I think there's quite a few. I think Ridges, you did a little bit of Call of Duty as well. Yeah, lots of pew-pews, Callum. And then I just did a variety of things. FIFA, love doing FIFA career modes. But I kind of started watching other people doing GTA roleplay. I was like, oh, I really want to, that looks really fun. I really want to get involved in it, really immersive. So I decided to buy a PC, spend my savings. The girlfriend was very happy about that. And yeah, I started off on a server called MRP, which was great fun. I went back to it briefly, but to be honest, it died a little bit. But part of MRP, I played with a guy called Trevor Trolls. He's on YouTube. Check him out as well. He's brilliant, fantastic, and he is the leader of the Pound Shop Boys, which my character Babs Dixon is a part of, which is really good fun. I've moved up to a new server now called United Gaming, and really enjoying that at the moment. I've joined back up with Trevor and the Pound Shop Boys. It's great fun. So in terms of streaming on Twitch, I've decided that I'm just gonna from now on just do GTA RP on Twitch. I think that's my thing, my little niche. I enjoy it, so why not? And people seem to people know me as Babs over Akai a lot of the time. I have actually, hang on 1 second.
I was wondering if we could get Babs offer an interview, actually. So
It's
This is the person we prepared.
Hey, there you go.
Babs, you okay? How are you doing? You're right.
I think how we doing, Babs. Babs is basically amazing. We all love Babs, and that's what we're tuning in for. Yeah, of course you. More than Kai, to be fair.
Yeah, he's I don't like him. He's soft.
So, Babs, how are you enjoying your new server, and what are you planning on getting up to? Make it as PG as possible, please. We know you're.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've had warning. Well, I always dreamed of owning a cider company, but we're not going to talk about that one. We're going to actually have I'm joining a gang. We're called the Pound Shop Boys, PSB for short. We're great. We just do many killings. It's great.
Oh,
Murders.
yeah.
Murders.
Cool.
Murders.
But I've got to go back to the shop. Sorry, I've
Oh,
no.
I mean, that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Babs is a legend, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can get a full episode with just Babs on in the future. Hotel guy.
Babs have got his ciggies.
Oh,
sorry about that. Really weird woman just comes up into my spare room and
Wow.
plays on my PC.
We hate her. We don't like her at all.
I've never seen you two in the same room though. That's the only thing I'm questioning here.
Yeah, she's wearing my clothes as well.
Yeah, bizarre. What were the chances?
Do you know what, Cal? Though, come to think of it, I've never seen you in the same room with Superman.
That's a valid point, and I'd rather not talk about that
Oh,
right now.
sorry.
If that's okay, because there's certain things I can't. Sorry, just had to pop off for a second.
Just got to take your glasses off, and then
The best disguise ever, a pair of glasses.
oh yes.
Akai, I wanted to have a quick chat with you about your break. So obviously breaks happen. We are not, believe it or not, to the common man, they may believe that we are full-time content creators and we have nothing else going on our lives. However, we actually do. We have other things going on. We have lives, we have jobs, we have house moves and all the like that are going on. However, how have you found returning to streaming? Because I think we would all agree that you were getting to a good level, especially within GTA RP. Before you went on your break, you were getting good viewers every single stream. You had a really good community of people who were actively interested within your character. Has that died off at all? Have you found that it's been quite a natural move back and people are just there again? You said you moved servers. Has that impacted at all?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I kind of left almost at the wrong point. So obviously, if people don't know, I bought a house and life happened, as it does. I was thinking about taking a break anyway because I think like a lot of streamers, people who make content, I think it was draining. It was really, really draining. And I just needed, it was not the first break I ever had, but this was particularly prolonged, so 7 months. So, the follow was really good. It was great. I was loving it. I was absolutely loving it. But trying to find that balance between like work, my real life, and then this other kind of, I don't know, form of escapism, I guess, through streaming, was difficult. I did find it difficult. But yeah, so coming back has been a little bit tough, I think, just because I'm just so out of sync with it all, really. But I'm hoping I can build that up again. I speak to loads of people within RP community, so we'll just wait and see. My goal is never to be. It'd be amazing, but if I could be this super streamer, amazing person, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But I'm just going to build it up again, see what happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think we're all sort of in that same boat. We just enjoy playing games, really, at the end of the day.
I think it's intriguing. Sorry, Ben. I think it's intriguing because with regards to GTRP, now I think it's quite a different experience for the viewer as maybe games that myself and Ridges would play. Flawed, I'm not putting you in that because obviously you have retired full time from streaming. But games that myself and Ridges play in the sense of a Pokemon or a Football Manager are very, very chat heavy. So like if anything, one of my favorite things about streaming Football Manager is the fact that I can constantly interact. There's very few moments where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to ignore chat here because I really need to, maybe a cup final or something like that. But outside of that, I can be really, really involved. However, GTRP it's almost like the opposite because you're within that world and you're putting on a character as well, sort of flipping between the different voices, and that sort of thing. So to an extent, do you think maybe there'll be less pressure on you? Because if your chat is quiet, it's not necessarily the end of the world.
Yeah, so I think there's two sides to it, really. Obviously, when I'm in your guys' streams, obviously, like you said, very chat heavy and you're bouncing off each other. Whereas with GTRP, it's more like, almost like B-Tech acting to an extent, because you're just in this character. The outside, there's rules. There's so many rules and stipulations with RP that you've got to constantly try and refresh your brain and remember. However, whilst I'm streaming, and I know if somebody's there, I'm always worried that whatever I'm saying isn't good enough. So sometimes I like to have that feedback. So seeing the chat, but often it's quite easy to ignore it because you're so focused in this world that you're in. It's tough sometimes, but once you're just in it, I've noticed when I watch other GTARP streamers, they'll have like 200 viewers or whatever, but the chat would be less than your guys. Do you know what I mean? It is bizarre. People just seem to really immerse themselves within that world as well with that character.
I think it's like an episode, isn't it? You're building a story, you're storytelling. So like it's almost like it is people just sitting down on a whenever it's on Wednesday, Friday, sitting down and watching a episode of EastEnders or something, isn't it? It's to that extent. It is, isn't it? It's something a bit like that. You're watching an episodic series, in a sense. You're building the story. What's happening next with Babs? What's she getting up to? People are tuning in for that, and and you do really well because you have your current stories that you're playing, but there's also that backstory, the long game story that's all going on with your gang, and that you pick in and you join back up and do here and there. I think it's really clever. But also I wanted to say is I thought your comeback was quite clever in that you were dipping in and out with the videos, and the change of your brand, and you were just popping in like I'm playing this, and it was just bringing people back to being aware that you were around still. I think that was very well done. Yeah,
no, it was planned, believe it or not, Richard.
No, really?
Yeah. So I think what I have noticed from coming back, a lot of the people that I started streaming with, so I think me and Richard started around the same-ish time, is that we started during COVID times, and loads of people jumped on the Twitch bandwagon then, myself included, because I couldn't go outside. And I found a lot of people have since left the Twitch community now. I think it's slowly starting to come back a little bit, but a lot of people that I played with are no longer doing it, or they've just left, or they're just doing other things. It's just life, I guess. But yes, the comeback has been good. The rebrand has been. If people saw my Twitter, I did a poll on what do you think my name should be, blah 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 blah. And I almost chose the name that nobody really wanted. It's just because I thought it was just easy. Because obviously people don't know my previous name was Akai Sayahito, and that's a nightmare to spell. I mean, that would be on like the hardest spelling test for like kids. Like Sayahito, what is that? It's just easy. Akai on whatever. It just works for me. So
yeah, I think I just to sort of round it off, because I appreciate we've been on it for a little while now. But with regards to GTRP, it's something that I actually saw before yourself. There's a content creator who's a Football Manager content creator called Dr. Benji, and he's one of, if not the best Football Manager content creator. And he went through a period of being bored of the game because he plays it all the time. He's like, right, I want to do something else. I'm going to do GTA. So he created a character called Jack Space. And it's absolutely magic. Like it's so good. I talked about it on my stream the other day as well, sort of encouraging people to go and watch it. But what he does is he streams it and then he cuts it down into sort of 5 to 10 minute segments on YouTube. So I used to always just watch the stream. I'd watch a 3-hour stream, even if it was a VOD, and I'd watch it all. And I wouldn't get involved in chat at all. I'd just sit back and watch it because it was just really well done. And I don't know how much planning into the characters and stuff was done, because there's points where you're like, surely they've got to be sitting down outside of this and going, how are we going to make this entertaining? Because it was that good. Like, it was that good. But the little clips of it work really well as well. Like, you know, it's just sort of, because that's now how I now watch it, because he left it for 2 years and he's come back. And it's just, I wonder whether, because we're sort of talking about chat interaction with GTA RP, I wonder whether it's actually well suited to YouTube. Because you don't necessarily need the chat interaction as much as you would do with another game. I mean, like touching upon sort of chat interaction and stuff, I can only really identify that when I do a draft. Like last night I did my Callum Cup and I had 15 people in a Discord chat. And I'm so conscious that I don't want to be rude to them. But then I'm also conscious that I've got X amount of people in my chat on Twitch that I need to talk to as well. And so it's sort of finding the right time to be like, right, I'm not talking to you now because I'm going to talk to these people. And now I'm not going to talk to you because I'm talking to these people. And it's hard. Like it is a hard balance, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know if any of that was a question, to be honest. I'm not sure it was. I think it was just me speaking.
Sorry, Floyd.
No, go.
So just touching on the sort of sort of planning behind the scenes element there, for me that's never happened. It's all just off the cuff. Let's roll with it, which is probably why I get a little bit concerned sometimes. Now I have spoken to the people that I do RP with the most, like in my gang, and I've said, because sometimes you want this really extended long storyline because you want viewer retention. It's enjoyable for yourself as well as for the viewer. But the problem is in the GTA I can't say it, GTA RP. Would you believe I play this game? In that world, there's so many rules, like I was saying before. But one's called metagaming, so that's not letting the real world affect in the city world. And it's tough because sometimes you get people who just they'll stop the RP and it will just ruin the storyline completely, and then you'll have to start fresh. I've had ideas about probably having discussions behind the scenes, but it's never really come to anything.
Do you not think though, when it's content creation above playing the game, like I get it from a stance of, if I'm not a streamer or anything like that and I'm just playing GTA RP, absolutely, I would never talk to anyone outside of it because I'm just playing a game. But when you're making content on it and you want it to remain interesting all the time, I think surely there's legs behind, oh, you know what? You and you. Should we plan something? Do we want to fall out? Do we want to have a feud? Do we want to do this? Like, just to sort of create a narrative there almost. I don't know. I wouldn't possibly want to step on the foots of the rules, of course. But yeah, just an interesting one, really.
Yeah. It does happen. I know it does happen.
Yeah. Flawed, I'll let you do your podcast now. Off you go.
Oh, this is the podcast. This is what we do. We talk. So no, it's good. Obviously, we've spoken about it, but we'll get back to the status quo as it is. So I don't know if you're that familiar with our podcast, but there is a segment that we like to do with every single guest, and I'm sure he knew this was coming up, but it's called Callum's Questions. So take it away, Callum.
Right. Hello and welcome to Callum's Questions. Yay! Well done, me. Okay. This week I have Akai on 16-Bit Rivals. Welcome in, Akai.
Hi, Callum.
I hope you're happy to be here.
Yeah, very happy.
This will possibly be the biggest moment of your podcasting career, so just be prepared for all the hot questions I'm going to ask you. By the end of this, I can promise the viewers this, and listeners, we will know more about Akai. That is, what a promise. Okay. It's magnificent. I can't remember how long we usually do this for. Floyd, is it a minute or is it 2 minutes?
I think it's a minute.
One. Okay, so it's quick fire questions. Look at Akai putting his finger up as if he feels like he knew what that was. Just trying to get involved. Right, so Akai, these questions are, some are incredibly personal. Some may make you cry. So if you do need to take a second out, then obviously I appreciate that. Some may make you laugh.
Okay. Let's bring Babs back.
Yeah. No, she can't. I don't want to know the answers to her. Right. Here we go. 1 minute. Starting now. What is your favourite drink?
Orange juice.
Do you prefer summer or winter?
Summer.
Who do you love the most?
My girlfriend.
What scares you?
Nothing.
What do you see as success?
That's a tough question. Not think that family things that are not materialistic. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Describe yourself in 5 words.
Very great streamer man. Wicked.
Can't believe you used very as one of your words. If you could be an animal, what would it be?
Tiger.
And the final question is, do you have any tattoos?
No.
There we go. That was the end of Callum's questions. Well done, Akai. You passed the test. I feel like we all know a lot more about Akai now than we did before.
I like how you threw a very deep question in the middle there just to throw him off.
I do every time. I go very basic. Oh, what's your favourite colour? What's your favourite drink? Why are you not successful in life? You know. What was the one that you said flawed? What was the one that brought us down?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. You asked a deep question, which almost derailed the whole podcast and made everyone cry. You said, I think you said, "Are you happy?" And I went, "No."
Oh dear! I like to add one deep question per Callum's questions.
Yeah,
sometimes it does derail it.
Yeah, it really threw me off. I mean, I got thrown off on the orange juice. Well, the favorite drink. That's not my favorite drink. I'm not even sure what it is.
This is the beauty of Callum's questions. Really, we find out nothing because people are just pressured by the time element, and they don't tell the truth.
Yeah, but I like quickfire. It's good, and I love Callum's questions. And thank you, Kai, for participating in Callum's questions. So the next order of business, shall we say, is what have we been playing? I know that Callum's been off this week, and he's just done a Callum Cup. And we had a new champion. Sorry, Ridges. Sorry, Callum. I know you were there. Sorry I couldn't be involved. I was otherwise engaged.
Sushi.
So has it been regular programming this week, Callum? FM Manager, another Callum Cup. How many Callum Cups is that?
It's 6. We've done 6 so far. No, I've played other games.
What?
I've played other games. I have dabbled in Hogwarts Legacy. I've only played a couple of hours of it. I think it looks very pretty. I don't really know what on earth is going on, but I'm in Hufflepuff. So that's good. I also downloaded a game on my Switch. Oh my goodness. And I'm getting my Switch because I've forgotten the name of it. It's called Snake Pass, and it is a game I love Snake Pass for quite a while. It was £2.99, so I thought I'm gonna take the leap. And it's like a puzzle game where you are a literal snake and you snake around, and you have to do this to be speedy, which makes you really feel like a snake. And it's quite fun. It's all right.
It's very difficult to control, isn't it?
I would say for $2.99, I've probably got my money's worth. Yeah, it's an all right game. Yeah, and I also played Football Manager, which is a shock to us all. But yes, I have continued my failings with Slough Town. Also, interestingly, away from games, I'm going to Slough next weekend. I'm going to actual Slough.
Slough is going to be the new Slough manager.
I'm going to be the new Slough manager. I told Ridges yesterday, it's quite funny. I put on Twitter, after I got in the playoff final and lost inevitably, I messaged Slough Town directly on Twitter. You know, one of those you message them and everyone can see it. So you're sort of doing it as a bit of a joke. And I said, I see that you've got Slough Town ties, but they're all sold out online. Could you maybe send your FM manager one? Anyway, they messaged me the next day. They're sending me one.
That's amazing.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Amazing.
So yes, the answer is yes. They are.
Were they actually sold out, or were you just throwing out?
No, they actually sold out. You can't get them.
Wow.
You can't get them.
The best thing is though, they go, "Well, do you want my address?" They go, "No, we've already got it when you bought the shirt."
Yeah, they've already got my address. It's mad. So that's a bit surreal. I said on stream this morning, I'm really hoping in a weird way nobody comes up to me and goes, "Are you Y Callum?" Because I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. I'm not in an emotional position. I really hope it doesn't.
I hope that they go, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind taking a picture of me?"
Yeah. Oh no. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
It will happen.
They've given me full ground access though, so I get to take pictures wherever I want and everything. It's all very exciting. I'm famous, you guys. I'm famous.
We've got to see what the slide toilets are like.
Oh yeah, I'll take a picture in there.
Okay, I'll make sure I go in there and scout around with the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Floyd's coming with me.
Am I being? Can I ask what you're doing? I think I know what you're doing. Am I allowed to mention it, or is it a bit under?
Well, the plan was that I was going to stream there. But it is become quite apparent that the internet connection at Arbor Park is diabolical, in their words. So I will not be streaming there. But yeah, no, that was the initial plan. But to be honest with you, I didn't really know how that would work anyway, because they said, "Oh, you can go up to like the boardroom and stream from there." I was like, as much as that is cool, the novelty will run out after about 5 minutes, where it's just like, yeah, Callum's just streaming from another room. And they were like, "Oh, players can get involved." I was like, I don't want them getting involved in my save. I don't want them putting outlandish form. I'm bad enough as it is. I don't want them coming in and putting themselves up front when they play centre half. And also, I have sold all of them, so that would be an awkward conversation. So yeah, but.
I think it would be amazing to set up some little sketches, like get some video recorders of them coming in saying, "Gaffer, I need more game time." You could put in. That would be. Amazing.
Yes,
I am really hoping I get to do little things like that. It would just be amazing. I'll be honest. I obviously managed Chorley last year, and I loved that save. And it was so fun. But I actively tried to get in contact with them, say, I want to come to a game, and I got nothing. There was nothing come back from them at all. Slough have been amazing. They've been so good. They've been such a supportive club. The luck I had with getting them in a mystery shirt has been incredible. It really has. And I feel a genuine attachment to the club now because, they loads of their fans come into my Twitch stream. Just Slough fans, and loads of them don't have Twitch accounts, but they're making them to come into my stream and go, "I don't know what Twitch is, but you're managing Slough, and I saw Slough Town retweeted you, so I'm here." It's like, this is so cool. This is so cool.
It's all sort of cobbled together, really.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, there's a bit of a cobbling, but yeah, no, it is amazing. It is amazing how it's all gone, and I feel very, very lucky to be in this situation at the moment.
Very good, and we're still going to be right behind you. We'll be the people you forget when you get super famous.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll be the first one I forget. Don't worry.
So, Ridges, what have you been playing this week? We know you've had a couple of more streams as well.
So Pokemon as per usual. Bit of Hogwarts Legacy. I'm about 10, 12 hours into that. I want to say Slytherin. And also, I've played Metroid Remastered.
Oh, okay. Good.
And believe it or not, I've played Football Manager.
You have. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Get off my turf! Get off my turf! Go on!
I joined the Callum Cup a couple of weeks ago on a one-off, and haven't played Football Manager for a long time. And then actually really enjoyed it. So I've started a save that I'm doing, and also really enjoyed joining in the Callum Cup yesterday. I feel like I'm holding my own with my lack of knowledge.
You're doing very well. You are doing very well.
I also don't think you can call it a one-off when it's happened more than once.
It was supposed to be a one-off. That's what I'm saying. So that, and I've played a little bit more, let's say a little bit more, about half an hour of Sonic Frontiers. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I've been doing a lot of editing and things, so but I need to play more.
Akai, what have you been playing this week?
GTA, would you believe? I've also dabbled in Hogwarts Legacy. I absolutely love that game. It's so nostalgic for me. It brings back amazing memories of a series that really captured me as a kid. Just brilliant. And other than that, I've not really had time to do anything. I've been working on my house, which is slowly falling apart.
I saw the pictures, and I sympathise because my house has been doing that for years, and I've just been taping massive holes with gaffer tape and all sorts. It's not ideal, but I definitely feel your pain there. But just for context, I'm assuming by that chair that you're also Slytherin.
I am a massive Slytherin.
Are you? So you are, yeah, a Slytherin in the game as well. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not just in real life.
Not just in real life. In real life and in games.
I reckon Slytherin will be the most chosen house. Everyone thinks they're so cool. I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be Slytherin. I'm so grey and green. It's pathetic. No one wants to be Gryffindor because, it's too mainstream. Honestly, you're a bunch of hipsters. It's a joke.
It's all Hufflepuffy here.
Hufflepuffs.
I would go
great.
Ravenclaw if I play it. If I play
I think you would be Ravenclaw. See, I don't. Ridges, there's no way he's a Slytherin. Not a chance. No way. You haven't done any quizzes. You've just gone, I'm just so cool and green.
I did the quiz.
Ridges is classic Gryffindor.
Yeah.
No, Ridges is classic Muggle. He's a Muggle.
Classic Muggle.
Classic Muggle.
Muggle boy.
Although in fairness, Akai definitely Slytherin, and I'm happy to stick with that one. I think that's fair. We've seen what he's like in GTA.
And in real life.
Okay, so I've been playing. I completed Metroid Prime, which, if you don't know, is the remastered version of one of the most highly critically acclaimed games that's ever been released, and one I actually love. However, I found also shines a light on my inadequacies as a gamer, in which I'm not very good at them. And this game frustrated me more than I was willing to give it. Because if it wasn't for these frustrations, I'd probably give it. Like, it's one of my favourite games of all time. But if you don't know, the save system, like, you just go into these rooms and then you do it. And I was like, okay, I've just got this little secret. Excellent. I've got this little secret. Excellent. Oh, crap. Boss. Dead. Oh, no. I just lost 2 hours of my time. And it's those type of frustrations that, and getting lost as well. I get lost in games all the time. And it's one of the reasons why I quit streaming, because most of my streams were, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. But yeah, Metroid Prime is a fantastic game, and if you're not as useless as me, you'll probably love it even more.
It's the visors, isn't it? You have to do the visors to see where you're going and stuff.
That's a bit of that.
But also, that's what gaming used to be, where you would lose hours of your life if you died. Like, you can't. People nowadays don't understand like the difficulty we all had. Like now you can just press start and save, and you're sorted, aren't you? But, like,
in my day.
In my day, it sounded like a very group of old men.
I remember playing as a kid. You're on a game, and you're like, your mum's like, "It's time to go to bed," and I'm like, "I've got to get to the next save point," and you're like, 2 hours later, I'm still not there.
Ridges, do you know why that's not the case anymore? Because it was stupid. It didn't make any sense. That's why it's changed.
It was necessary.
Well, I don't know. I quite liked it. It made things difficult.
People have lives to do. People have lives.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was great. I remember as a kid playing like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. That was one of those. You've got to get to the next point, and that was so frustrating. If you just died. But great game.
Other than Metroid Prime, so I completed that, and I played the Sea of Stars demo. Wow, this is going to be one of my favourite games of all time, I think. But also, Octopath Traveler 2 was released yesterday, and I had a day off from work, which is unusual, and I just thought, I'm just going to play an hour, go to the gym, and then I ended up playing roughly 5 hours yesterday, and that's on top of the 3 hours that I'd already played the demo, because you can transfer your save over. And if nobody's familiar with Octopath Traveler 2, it's a sort of a JRPG in a classic 2D HD style, and the music is like, this is one of the few games where I stick the headphones on and I'm like, right, I can't, because there's some games I'll just play with the TV on. I'm a switch out and I'll just play. This one I'm just like, I do that and I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, and my ears all pricks up and I hear like a little really good sort of number on the. I thought, oh no, turn it up, headphones in. I'm now engulfed in it, and then I just get lost in it. It's such an incredible game. I loved the first one, and there's not really much changed in the second one. But if you haven't played it and you like those type of turn-based games with, like, it's got Octopath, there's 8 different stories and blah blah blah. But yeah, amazing. So that's what I've been playing.
You're really cobbling together your gaming schedule at the moment because you know you've got Fire Emblem. Where's that gone?
I completed it.
Well, you didn't say that. You've got Hi-Fi Rush. Have you gone back to that?
No, I haven't. And
Unbelievable.
I like to cobble together a load of different games, and I just like a good cobbling.
Yeah, you're basically Mr. Cobble. That's all I'm going to say.
I forgot. I have played one extra game.
Oh,
well, 2 actually. I played Cuphead and the DLC, and also I've gone back to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, heavens above. You've got so many games. Stop going back to games. Show me all the games.
Over those cobbles.
Because I hadn't defeated Ganon, I have... I started there. I was like, right, I'm going to go into fight Ganon. And I thought, actually, I haven't played this game since 2018. So I best familiarise myself with the game. So then I got lost doing other stuff, as you do in that game. And now I'm making my way to the cat. I'm in the castle and I'm on my way to Ganon. But I've had quite good fun playing in that and getting lost in that for a few hours as well. So
I love about. Sorry, go.
I went to the shops with Ridges yesterday. We went round some Pokemon card shops and we went to game and stuff like that. And in game, he was looking around the games and it really made me laugh. It's the most Ridges thing. He picked up Digimon Survive. And he went, oh, £21. This is pretty good, actually. And he's looking at it. He's like, yeah, I really like this. And then he started talking about something else. And I said, Ridges, are you like going to play Digimon Survive anytime soon? And he's like, no, probably not. And they just put it back. Like he was going to buy it. He was definitely going to buy it. But he was like, oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to play this game.
Callum, I feel like, and I've got a friend, actually, we call him Angry Man.
Angry Man.
Rich is and he will message me from time to time and go, shall I buy this? And it'll be like the next graphics card or the next. And I just, he's got a really good PC at the moment. I'm like, no. Don't buy that because you don't need it. It's not going to add anything to your life. I feel like that is you for Richards. And I feel like every time he goes to buy a game, he should give you a call and go, shall I buy this? You go, are you going to play it? No. Then no! Don't buy it!
I mean, the amount of games you must have that are new, and you've just gone, I've gone back to Breath of the Wild. I mean, like unbelievable. How many games have you currently got that you haven't completed that got released in the last 3 months, Ridges? I'd like you to list them now.
3 months?
Yeah. I know, 3 months. In that time, I've bought, I think, 2 games, just to be clear.
He can't remember.
Forspoken.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Sonic Frontiers. That's
Sonic
November,
Frontiers,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, it's a bit more than 3 months.
Callisto Protocol. Have you finished that one?
Yeah, that's still in the wrapper. The others have been opened. I think that's it, actually.
No, it's not. There's definitely Switch games that you bought.
No, I haven't bought any Switch games.
You've shown off Switch games on the podcast, I'm sure.
Pokemon was in the last 3 months.
Yeah, but he's completed that. He has actually completed that one.
Completed God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to be clear, that's 4 titles at a minimum. I think we're being very, very, very kind.
Hang on a minute. Metroid as well.
Metroid, yeah. Sorry, Metroid.
5.
Yeah, Metroid.
See, there's so many, he's just forgetting them. That is how much he's...
I tell you what, I've got a bit of time off in April. I'm going to sit down. I've got a weekend and I'm free. Friday to Monday. I'm going to sit down and just play video games all weekend and finish them.
Unblur yourself. Okay. Well, that is what we played, and I am conscious that actually the podcast is running
We're so chatty.
long.
I think it's my fault this week. I'd like to hold my hands up.
No. It's good when we've got guests on just to talk. So I will run. I'm going to run through the news, but we're not going to discuss everything, and we could just give like quick thoughts. I know I appreciate that quick thoughts turn into long thoughts, turn into long discussions, and then suddenly it's bedtime. And
I'm only going to say 3 words as a maximum. I'm gonna cap myself at 3 words if you come to me.
okay, so I'm going to run through the news. Sorry, I'm going to run for the news, but let me get to the end before we actually do any discussions, because then we will just get lost. But I mean, there's been a fair few bits of news. Okay, so here we go. No, what's that? Yeah. Okay, the news. So we've got at the top of the news the Zelda Leaks. So the art book for the collection edition of Zelda leaked online, and there was tons of stuff. There was bosses, there was designs, there was characters, there was uniforms and cars and vehicles and dungeons, and there was real spoilery stuff in there. It basically, they leaked about 50 of these pages. And I'm huge on Zelda, and I've seen a couple which I didn't want to do, but I did. And also, Nintendo have confirmed that they are missing E3 after Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony were rumored to be out. Is this the beginning of the end for E3? There wasn't an E3 last year. Will there be one next? Also some funny stuff with Ubisoft, and let's not get into that. But also on the Nintendo train, Nintendo and Microsoft made a massive deal confirmed for Call of Duty to be on Nintendo platforms for 10 years. So it doesn't say Switch necessarily, but 10 years of Call of Duty. And it marks a return for the franchise to a Nintendo console in, I think, many, many, many years. Also, I recorded and watched the Sony State of Play this week. So we had a Sony State of Play, which has been pooed on from a very big height because nobody liked it. It was terrible. I certainly didn't like it, if you hadn't realised. And they did an extended look at Suicide Squad, which we have discussed on the podcast. Yes, you've got a gear system. Yes, it's a live as a service game. And no, nobody likes it. I'm sure there are people that like it, but in general, yeah, it's not been well received. And also, talking of presentations, we've got one on Monday, which is a Pokemon Direct. Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day, believe it or not. Has that ever happened before? Who knows? And also, on top of that, one final Mario movie direct in March, which is going to be the last trailer of a movie that we are going to watch and love. And I am going to love that movie forever. Doesn't matter how bad it is. It looks awesome. I am going to absolutely love that. I don't care if Chris Pratt is useless as Mario. I love him. And also, PSVR 2 released. And yeah, it's expensive and there's not a lot to play on it. Xbox Series X and S have been rumoured that the price is rising. So we are going along the trend of technological bits and pieces rising. PlayStation's done it. With Zelda now going to be 70 instead of 60. That's doing it. And now obviously this. We're not going down. We're going up with these products. And also there was huge talk around the production costs of games hitting over 100 million, and that's just for the production and not the marketing, which can equally hit that. Are we due for a crash soon with gaming where we are just not meeting targets? So the latest one to come out, obviously Calisto Protocol was the last one, didn't hit the targets. A lot of Ubisoft's games did not hit their targets, and this is what we're hearing constantly: increased production costs, decreased interest, and increased sort of expectation. So I think that about covers it.
Well done, Flawed.
Thank you. So yeah, so there is a lot to talk about, and I don't think we've got the time to delve into
any of it. That's the end of the podcast. I hope you've all had a nice time. Goodbye.
So, what I want to do is we will structure this. We were going to have a structure. So we're going to go. I don't know who wants to go first, but each one of you is going to pick a topic, and we're going to talk for roughly 5 minutes about that topic. and then we're going to move on to the last segment of the podcast and then wrap up. So we're going to go to you first, Callum. I want you to pick something to discuss out of that bit of news, and then we can have a general discussion about it.
Okay, I could be really mean and choose the Pokemon Direct, which is what the other two want, couldn't I?
It doesn't matter because we're going to all discuss it. So when I say discuss it, we will all discuss it for the thing. So you'll just be picking the topic that we end up talking about. So it's not like I'm just asking you to talk about it, but just pick us. Yeah, if you want to pick the Pokemon Direct, we'll start.
No, whatever topic I'm choosing, only I am allowed to talk about. I've decided. I would like to discuss the PSVR 2, please, Flawed. I'm locking that in.
Excellent. So we will. So let's start with the price of the PSVR 2, which is actually more expensive than the PlayStation. So
£700.
I would say the most likely person to have bought this thing, and I don't think
could that be? Who could that be?
But he's shaking his head. But we all know the most likely person to just pop on chat one time and go, "Look what I bought!" Is Richard. Are you at least tempted?
No, I'm not interested in it at all. I had the PSVR originally, didn't like it. Again, even though there's a lot more games for that than there is now, you can't play them, so that's pointless on the new one. And the price tag is ridiculous. For me, no. I've got an Oculus if I want to play VR. It's much better, in my opinion.
Are you tempted, Cal, to buy it?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it. I think it's a great purchase. Who doesn't want to do VR, and who doesn't just have, more money than a PlayStation hanging around? I don't play my PlayStation anywhere near enough. And looking at the array of games, and when I say array, I'm being incredibly generous that they are putting out. It's an absolute nightmare of a release. I think they've had a disaster. I think they could have potentially done quite well, because VR is eventually going to become a thing. I saw a video the other day about glasses, gaming glasses, which is obviously in the same sort of ilk of the VR headset. And in the gaming glasses, it's literally a pair of glasses. They look like really bad sunglasses. And then down the sort of sides of your glasses, you'll hear. So you don't need headphones on. It's all through your head. It goes in through rather than your ears. It was some. I'm pretty sure you watch him as well, Flawed. And I've forgotten his name. He's Nintendo Wood. He's got.
Wood Hawk.
What's his?
Beat 'em ups.
Beat 'em ups, yes. Yeah. Beat 'em ups. So it was him, and he was reviewing them. And the last question because in videos you sort of ask yourself. You always interview yourself, don't you? And he said the last question he asked himself was, "Is this the future of gaming?" And the answer was absolutely yes. This is the future of gaming. Once they get this technology right, this will outdo all of VR. I think VR is falling like 3D. I think it is falling like 3D. I think it's a technology that in theory is great and should be brilliant, but I don't think that the technology is ever going to be affordable enough for it to be a legitimate thing for the normal person to have. Gaming is such an expensive hobby as it is, that if you then have to spend the same amount as a console again to access a new game, I just don't think it works. And I think for that reason, I'm out.
I like that. Yeah. So, Akai, tell us how you feel about VR and what it would take for you to part with your hard-earned cash to enter this. If you haven't already, I should probably start with that. If you haven't already bought VR.
So, Flawed, I will never buy VR because I don't have the time nor the money. On another note, I think Sony have really fallen off a cliff with PlayStation for a long, long time. They're on a massive decline, I feel. And that's it, really. I don't really care for it.
Oh, so short and sweet, which is very good because we are on time. I feel like, okay, I will wrap up my thoughts on VR. I feel like the actual product, the VR product, the headset, is very, very high class. It's very well built. The technology inside it, the price that you're paying for it, isn't extortionate. It appears extortionate because it's expensive, but compared to some of the higher end headsets, which have similar or worse technology and more expensive, actually it's priced okay. Again, it's wired as opposed to not wired. but its software is always going to sell games rather than hardware. So it doesn't matter how powerful VR ends up getting. If people don't engage with it, they're not going to put as much money into research and development. So it's not going to advance as quickly. For example, if the Virtual Boy sold millions and millions when Nintendo done it, we would be light years ahead where we are in the VR space. But because it didn't and it hasn't, and VR hasn't kicked off, that's why you're not getting the development speed that you would in elsewhere. And I feel like even Horizon, the discussion around Horizon it's a good technical showcase for like what it can show visually, but it's not compelling. Like I could go and try it, play it for an hour, be like, wow, this looks great, and then happily put it down. And that's why I won't be putting my money. If it gets dropped to 200 minus, it would be a consideration for me. But up until then, it's just going to be a cool product, which I'm not going to engage with. So
I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd not buy it. But like, for example, when we go to I-70, if it's there, I'd like to give it a go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think it might be. We can definitely record some footage of us trying it and giving our updated thoughts on it. So
we'll all be buying it.
Akai, I'm gonna go to you next, Akai. Pick a subject out of the news stories to discuss.
Okay, because I know that Ridges will have more to talk about on one particular subject. Was the price of gaming in general, was that one of the
It was, yeah, that was one of the topics, yeah.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace. That is my take on it. I mean, obviously capitalism, prices going up,
but
I get it to an extent, but it's becoming extortionate and people won't be able to afford it as much. The problem is you'll get a certain amount of people that do, and because they've upped the price, they'll just keep on running and running and running. It's the same with, other things, but I remember when games were 25 quid or whatever, 30 quid. They were great.
Yeah.
But it's a joke.
You know what my issue is with it? I actually don't think games are priced that wrong in the current market at the moment. I think a fully priced game at £70, when you consider games used to be sort of 50, 60 quid when they were coming out, 40 quid, whatever. My issue is more with the markdown. So like how quick Nintendo, for example, is a good example of the games just never come down because they hold their value. So like, for example, if I wanted to buy Mario Odyssey, I'd probably still have to part with 30, 35 quid at this point, despite the fact it's been out for years. Even like, once again, going back to mine and Ridge's beautiful trip yesterday, when we were going around game, we were looking at the difference between a pre-owned game and a full, a brand new game. And we've had this conversation before, haven't we, Forge? Where, and we were playing a game of it in game. How many times can I say the word game? And we're sort of going, right, it's pre-owned here. It's 45 quid full price. What do you reckon it is pre-owned? And every time we're like, probably a £5 off. And whereas I used to remember when I was in university, for example, I would purely shop in the pre-owned section and it would be genuine bargains in there. You'd be picking up your games for under half the price of the full price title. And it made you try different games. And I wonder whether part of the problem is something that people love. And that thing is Games Pass. And it's the opportunity to have so many games for free. You know what I mean by that? Obviously, you're paying for the subscription, and so people are less likely to go out and buy a game now because they can get it on a service, not dissimilar to a DVD and Netflix. When was the last time you went out and bought a DVD, or are you going, which streaming service could I watch this on? And so I think, is gaming potentially getting to a point where it's going to start killing actual sales of games because of these really good and legitimately good services like Games Pass?
It's a fair point. But I think the sort of discussion was the production in games as skyrocketed. So games are in development longer, and I think we can sort of segue into in the PlayStation Direct or PlayStation State of Play, I should say. They showed off Suicide Squad. Now, you would think Suicide Squad, Justice League, Rocksteady, who developed the Arkham games and everything, have got a really good reputation. This game has been in development for over 7 years. I would say that the production on this is going to be huge. Whether they release what they've spent on it. So the actual investment in this, they're expecting a lot. So the games as a service part of it, they need the money back. It's almost like they need to do that. And this is where we're coming. So they're saying, well, we've spent 7 years making this game. We've poured endless amount of money in it. Every time we've needed to push it back to, bring more people in or clean it up a little bit. The more money we spend, the longer it takes in development, the more money we spend, so the more money we need to get out of it. And you lose something in that because eventually it becomes, how are we going to make money out of this rather than how are we going to create a really good product. And I think you see that happen with a few games where they are more concerned with how can we make more money out of this game than let's do something that makes sense for the game to make a really good game. And I really hope Suicide Squad does better than I feel like it will, because I feel like we might lose a good studio out of it, because this is why studios are getting eaten up by other studios. This is why Microsoft can go in and buy a huge company like Bethesda, because they're looking around and thinking our investments aren't coming back towards the terms. Activision as well, they were saying, the stakes are dropping. Everything, even these huge companies that make X amount of money are starting to struggle with what they're expecting out of sales and returns. So I want you to give your final thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, price of games and stuff. I think they've been trying to push the digital era, haven't they? It's ease for one. All the consoles, the latest ones, the Xbox, the PlayStation, they've come as a discless version. And by doing that and by saving, I think it will eventually die out physical. Like, Nintendo is great, and that's why I like to have physical Nintendo stuff, because they always go a bit oddball on what they're putting their games on. And the reason their prices don't really drop is because the cartridges themselves that they put them on are quite expensive to produce, as opposed to CDs. But I think generally, just like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, I think physical games anyway, are slowly dying off. Look at Tesco's, for instance; they've completely got rid of their media.
I don't know if you saw those deals. Oh my god, some of those deals were like ridiculous. Yeah. You could have bought a Switch, an Xbox, a PlayStation, a handful of games for less money than a PlayStation 5 at a game.
Yeah, if
you could have bought all of them in Tesco's if you were lucky. If you hit those markets because some of these games, really brand new games, they were selling for like 15. It was a complete clear out. You could buy a Series X for 100 and something quid, a Switch for £90, a PlayStation
55 quid for the original Switch.
Yeah, the deals were insane. Absolutely
Pikmin
insane.
3 was £7.25. God of War was 15 quid. FIFA was £15. It was incredible. The only one that didn't go down in price was Call of Duty. It's the only one I didn't see go down in price. But yeah, they've got rid of that because obviously they're seeing it as a waste of money for them to have stock. And, but a lot of them games they've probably had on stock for a while and they've just gone, right, we need to get rid of them. We need to get some money for us, but for them spending on it. And I think in a way, it's gonna be good for developers because if they have control when they're online, I think prices aren't going to go down, are they? Really, unless they have general sales. You do have good deals online sometimes with the special sales and stuff, but I think, like you say, if you look at online, because even still now, you look at a game online, it's like $69.99 full price, but you can go and shop around and you might pick it up for $49.99. You don't know, $54.99. So you have got that where people can still go to a shop and save a bit of money. But if that goes, there's nowhere else to go, and they're going to have to do that unless they've obviously you've got CD keys and things like that. They're quite good, and I do think the value in gaming lies in PC at the moment. I think the Steam itself, the amount of games you can get for your money from that side of things is great. Obviously, you lack the Nintendo stuff there.
The exclusives.
And that's my thoughts on it. I think it's going to happen. I don't know. I think in the next, certainly by the next generation of consoles, I don't think we'll have any discs.
Okay, that's fair. Right, so the next topic on your list, Ridges, you pick the topic, and we will.
Well, I wasn't bothered about not picking it, but yeah, I think we'll go for the Pokemon and Mario Direct.
Classic Ridges.
Can I say with this one, because it's literally on Monday, I don't think we need to go that in depth.
No.
We will have a separate video for this.
Yeah.
I think we'll do our thoughts. I'll tell you. Okay, why don't we just say we're gonna do some stuff around it, and then I just want to one hope for from each of us what we hope to see at this Direct. It doesn't matter. It could be a pie in the sky hope, but just one hope for this Direct. So let's start with you this time, Richards.
I am quite confident that we will get Gens definitely Gens 1, but we might get Gens 1, 2, and 3 on the virtual Game Boy and Game Boy Advance consoles.
Okay, so you say you're confident, but are you hoping?
Theory, I'm hoping, and I'm also confident. But the theory for this is because definitely Gen 1, because Pokemon Stadium is coming to the N64 Virtual Console on Switch, and you can trade and do Pokemon. So I've seen a lot of stuff about it that they've taken, and I've checked it. They've taken the disclaimer off that says that you cannot trade in this game. And the teaser from that video showing the pixelated, I think it's a tease. It's going to happen. I'm quite happy with that, and
it would align. It would align as well with them coming off the DS, wouldn't it? Because the DS store is it March with the DS?
Very good point.
Yeah, end of March. Yeah.
So it would make sense to do it, because I was literally in the process of buying a lot of the games off the DS store, because I've just bought yellow. I want to have at least like blue and stuff like that on my DS, just so that they're sort of there at least.
Yeah, I've bought the same. And just a quick one, and to anyone of any viewers and listeners, if you are looking to do it, get it done by the 26th of March. If you have a Wii U, there are a lot of DS games that you can get on there quickly. I've done most of them, because once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, it's mad that I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Costs, isn't it? But, it's a cost that maybe not many people are using it now, because a lot of people got the Switches.
You're killing games. It makes me uncomfortable. You're killing so many games.
But, say that's costing them $100,000 a year to keep up and running. And say very rare it gets used. They're just going to go, well, I need to save money.
That's it. It's engagement. If people don't sign into it, they don't need to keep it up. Akai, what do you hope for this Direct?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Pokemon DLC for Scarlet and Violet is coming. So that's, and I'm pretty sure there's a new Legendary coming as well. So that's my hope, that it's going to be a good one as well.
Yeah.
That's because Pokemon can be poo.
That's fair, but I feel like
a
lot of people said the DLC was better than the main game for not Silver and Gold. What was the last?
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. That's the one. Yeah,
I think the Legendary there was pants. It was a giant. It was a sheep with a giant head. Blue. Calyrex, wasn't it? Terrible.
Okay,
yeah, really bad.
Callum.
I don't have anything else to add. To be honest, Floyd, I would mirror those two. That would be great. I mean, I must admit, now it's said out loud, I think I'd be more excited about Ridge's suggestion to be able to have the opportunity to play the older games again. Because after talking about Scarlet and Violet a little bit, I like it, but I don't know if I love it. I'll be honest. There's elements of it that I think I prefer Arceus. There's elements of it that I prefer Sword and Shield as well.
We had this discussion yesterday, didn't we?
That actually leads into my hope. I hope we see a spin-off, like Arceus, the Legends side of it. I want to see what they evolve that into. So that would be my hope for it. But we will see. It's coming up Monday. I'm not sure what we're going to do. Okay, there we go. Richards is doing it.
I'm doing it.
Well, no, I'm off on Monday at 2 p.m. So I was gonna do it live.
Okay, excellent. So that's where you can find the stream. Are you doing it on 16-bit Rivals or Ridges though?
I'm not sure yet. Might end up doing it on my own because my stream as well.
Well, if you do it on your own, you still need to put it on the YouTube.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it'll be available on YouTube regardless. Loyal fans, do not worry. We will continue to inspire the millennial community by putting out as much content as we can.
You can look forward to our weekly shares. Don't you worry. You just carry on watching this.
You keep waiting. You keep waiting for our weekly shares.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So that's the news and a quick rundown of we picked some topics and everything. So we're now into the final leg of our podcast. I don't know where I was going with that.
How many legs have we got?
So he's just really cobbled that together.
I thought the same, you know.
I'd say I was trying to cobble it together, but I'm not a very good cobbler.
Some would say we're an octopath of legs.
Yes. So, I don't know if you're familiar, but here is the mini game. Only one guest has won, and it took him 2 shots at the apple to win a mini game.
At the apple?
I don't know where the apple comes from.
What is wrong with you, Ford?
I don't know. I've just lost the wheel.
Is he Robin Hood? Has he got the apple on top of his head?
No, that's what I was thinking. But it took him 2 shots.
The first shot landed in his chest.
Yeah, exactly.
First shot killed the man, and then the second shot the apple.
So we've done all right. So only one guest has won the mini game, and he took 2 chances. But can you be the first guest to win on his first go?
Ford, why are you so ripped?
So this mini game is.
You can't just drop that in there.
This mini game is called 16-Bit Rivals Cosplay. You'll never have seen worse photo edited
I'm really
skills.
concerned about mine and Callum's neck.
Long neck.
I'm not very good at these type of things. This, like I say, was cobbled together. It's an idea I've had.
I'm so short and stubby.
We all know I'm the tallest member of 16-Bit Rivals.
That's true,
indisputable. So basically, we have all gone to an event and then we have cosplayed. You just need to tell me who we're cosplaying as. This, trust me. I don't know if you're ready for this. This is awful. Ready? We're going to go to question 1. Just say your name. So, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ben.
Go on, Ben.
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem. 1 to Ben. Well done. That is Callum. This is actually the best one I've done as well. Believe it or not, this is the best. I started doing the best. They get worse.
Callum,
Where's that picture from?
You need that. You need to tweet that out when you go live.
The picture was from Discord. I was struggling to find pictures, to be honest, but I found some. So anyway, ready? So Ridges leads. I was actually shocked he used Ben, not Ridges.
I know, I forgot.
Ready? Okay.
Ridges.
Go again.
Kingdom Hearts.
No. What's the character we're cosplaying as? You're on. Go to the next one. You're blown out. Go on.
Zora.
Well, but you were blocked out from answering, so it's
you said go on to the next one. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, no points there. We'll go to the next question. This is going to be very quick mini game. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Oh, yeah, go on, Ridges.
Altair.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Akai, Ezio.
It is. Yes, Akai's on the board. It's 1-1. Well done. Ready?
Handsome.
Next.
Ridges.
Akai.
Oh, Ridges was in there.
Lara Croft.
Stinky.
Lara Croft, indeed. 2-1. So here we go again. 3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Callum.
Oh. Big Ridges got it.
Ratchet.
It is Ratchet. Oh, going back to Callum's questions where Ridges got them mixed up. Actually, no, it's Laura's.
Laura describes.
Laura describes. He got mixed up, didn't he? Okay, we're almost towards the end of this. We're on question 5. Actually, we're in the middle. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Callum. Oh, I heard everybody there.
I think I went first. But...
I'm sure you did.
I don't think so. I don't think he did.
Who do you think was first? Akai?
Me.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, Kai, to get a point back on the board. Who is it?
Kirby.
Kirby. 3-2. Excellent.
Yes,
Ready?
coming for you, Ridges.
3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Oh, go on, Ridges.
Oh, oh god, I just had a mind blank.
Come on. 5, 4, 3,
Trini.
2. No, you're blocked out. Callum or Kai?
I only knew Kirby.
You telling me you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Final Fantasy VII.
It is.
I don't know.
Okay,
No.
3-2 then. It's Tifa Lockhart from Final
Tifa.
Fantasy VII.
Tifa.
Yeah, looking beautiful there. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Callum.
Oh,
It was
that was
definitely.
very close. Callum, I'm gonna give it to you. I think I just.
What? It was
He
definitely
was
me.
last. He was last.
I don't
But
think I
you
was.
know-
Check the tape back. I think I was first there.
I've got
That,
input lag.
that is Double O Mario.
It is Double O Mario. So Double O's obviously one of our guests. I didn't ask them if I could use their pictures. I don't know if anybody could use their pictures. So we are going into question 9. So it's 3, 2, 1. Question 9. Here we go. 3,
Last
2,
one.
1.
Callum.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was Callum. That was Callum.
Cuphead.
Cuphead. That
Yes.
is another guest.
Tackleberry.
It is Tarkleberry
There it is.
as Cuphead.
Hello.
It's 3, 2, 2. So I don't know if he would appreciate me use that picture. That was
Brilliant.
Tarkleberry. I do apologise, Tarks. Honestly, we love Tarks. Tarks is a
We
legend.
don't.
We love Double O.
He's great.
So I don't know whether you could probably guess who's going to be next. But 3, 2, 1.
Ridges.
Ridges, who is it?
Yakuza.
No, that's not the name of the character. Can
It's
anyone-
Wraithwell dressed as somebody from Yakuza.
It is. That's correct. But the character's name. He's gonna hate
I
us all.
think I know. Is it?
Is it Bunny or something like that?
No, it's
No.
not.
No.
It's not-
Oh.
Ishin, is it?
No, it's not. It's actually.
He
Oh,
doesn't
he's
even
gonna
know.
hate me. It's Kazumi, I think. It's Kazumi.
Kazumi,
Sorry,
yeah.
Ray. Sorry, Ray.
I win.
Flo doesn't know.
Oh, I do know I had it written down somewhere, but I lost it.
I
But,
win by blocking everyone.
it does win by. He wins literally by. Oh, it's 3-2-2 in the end. Very,
It's good.
very. That is a very quick 5-minute game. I do apologise for the editing on that, and I do apologise to
No, it's brilliant.
Double
That was
O,
great.
Rafe, and Tarks. Who...
Double O Mario was my favourite one. He looked so great as Mario.
He does. Yeah, I had to use that, and I didn't need to edit the hat out because he'd already done it for me.
Cheers, Double O.
Yeah, so it's perfect. So yeah, so that was another edition of Mini Game. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed this instalment of 16-Bit Rivals. And thank you again very much for coming on the show. Like I said, we have been wanting you on for a long time, and you're
17
obviously
episodes.
yeah, 70 episodes.
17.
You're obviously very welcome to come on again and try again. Unfortunately, you weren't the first guest to win the first crack on the thing because I was hoping we were going to get guests on who wanted to come on to win the mini game, and then Double O ended up winning one. So now I've changed the narrative to say
Yeah.
you have to win on the first time
First
you come.
time.
So sorry, Double O, I've had to change the narrative. So anyway, we'll just spin around where you can find us. Ridges, where can we find you, and when are you streaming next?
Tomorrow.
Excellent.
Streaming Sunday. Yeah, I can be found on Twitch. I can be found on YouTube. Now I've got videos on there. I can be found here. I can be found on TikTok. Is pretty much Ridges _ on everything bar Twitch. It's just Ridges.
Okay, excellent. And Callum?
Hi, I am Y Callum on everything. Y Callum _ on the Twitters. I stream. I don't know. I mix it up all the time. Usually Monday, Thursday, Saturday, but it won't be Saturday this week because of #Slough.
Excellent. And Akai, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Pretty much just all Akai on Twitch, Akai on YouTube, Akai on whatever support platform. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, and that was episode 17 of 16-Bit Rivals. Thank you. Please hit that like, subscribe, give us a comment, let us know what you want to see, let us know what you enjoyed, what you didn't, and also the word of the day. If you managed to watch a whole episode,
hold on. Ridges, do you know what the word of the day is?
Oh, I was going to say, we know what the word of the day is.
Because, Ridges, we've all been saying a word throughout the podcast quite a lot. Have you noticed what it is?
Not really, no.
Really?
I thought we overdid it.
I thought we overdid it. I thought, so for context, Ridges muted us to check the audio before the thing, and we decided to put a word in. So maybe you, before we say what the word is, maybe you, as the viewers, know what it is. And if you did, put it in chat. I don't even want to say it. Shall we not say it?
I don't think we should say it. And I think we'll tell Ridges once we've finished. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to say it. But if you know what that word is, you can pick it out. Pop it in the chat. See how many of you get it in the comments. We're gonna tell Ridges once we finish up. But pop it in the chat if you know. But
I think we said it at least 12 times.
We said it too many times.
We said it way too many times. But thank you. Please, we're hitting almost 100 subs to celebrate. And come watch our content. We're going to be hopefully getting better and better and better. You're at the start of our journey. Come on it with us. Thank you very much, and thank you, Akai, again. That has been.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.